We can't keep them apart. Rylan and the two lovely, naughty schoolboys, I'd say.
We are.
You were giggling very naughty
Do you
things.
know what we're talking about?
I want to know what you're talking
But
about.
then mics ain't live, that's what I was
The gorgeous Rylan is here to talk about his new podcast with the lovely Rob Rinder as well. Good morning, guys.
Lovely
You've done a full morning's work this morning, Rob. You all right?
Yeah, and I just came in to see this one, see how it's getting on,
You just
and
came in.
to celebrate his podcast, which is brilliant.
Yeah, it's
love it.
brilliant.
I
Lovely
didn't
to
say
see
that.
you both. And Rylan has released, as I say, a new podcast showing the highs and lows of fame. Here he is talking to one of his guests, Emily Atack.
First question I asked all my guests is, what does being in the spotlight mean to you?
Oh, God. Now it's completely different. I can't believe how different it is. I grew up with it was all about talent, and it was all about the craft.
Did you know that you were always going to be in the spotlight?
Yes, but always.
This is very different to any other of my guests.
Yeah. And also, when people sort of say, where people go, did you always want to be famous? And people say, no.
Alive.
It's
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Glad you got the beeps in there.
Yeah, I know. Hello.
Hello, gorgeous.
It's lovely
How
to
are you?
see
No, lovely to see you.
you.
You look beautiful
Thanks,
today.
you smell amazing.
Thank
If
you.
you could smell him, you'd
I
know.
can't play hide and seek. Everyone knows I'm in the building.
And everyone knows you're there.
Literally, Fleur from this morning texted me going, "You're in, aren't you? I can
She
smell
smelled
you."
you down the corridor.
Yeah.
Listen, it's lovely to hear Emily just being so blunt about the fact that she just wanted fame. She came from quite a famous family anyway, and we're talking about Paul McCartney turning up at the Eras tour with Taylor Swift, possibly. Of course, she's related to Paul McCartney, isn't she?
It's really interesting. I mean, the whole podcast, I mean, I've always been put, especially when I started on X Factor, I was put in that stereotype box. I'm that one. And
the joke act?
Yeah,
you
like
mean?
the joke act, the gay one, whatever it is you wanna put me in that.
emotional one.
Yeah,
all that,
and listen, that's how it works. So last year when I did How to Be a Man, we chose 10 stereotypical guests. Excuse me. So we had like the really laddie lad. We had, Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen, who's quite camp but a straight man. So choosing all those stereotypes, and the series done really, really well. So then when we came back for season 2, we were like, what can we do? And we said, what about How to Be in the Spotlight? Because it's got to relate to me.
And why being in the spotlight for you? Actually, I don't know if you've ever. I don't know whether you remember. Well, you will remember it.
What did I do?
When you came off X Factor, you came in to ITV Breakfast to cover for Richard Arnold.
I did. It was Daybreak.
And
yeah.
I think that was probably your first actual
I look like a
presenting
child.
job. Look at this.
That's old jawline, old teeth.
I think this is 2013.
No, that would have been 2012.
2012.
That would have been 2012. That would have been straight after X. It was the day after I left X Factor.
I know it was, because I was in the corridor and I saw you that morning, because we all saw you. You'd been on the X Factor.
Yeah.
We'd see you react with Nicole Scherzinger, the famous moment. And I think that I saw you in the corridor and it was really instant, right? So you had the list of what you had to do that morning and you were like, yeah, got it. Put the thing, you had it like that. In a second. And I was like, this guy is... I didn't know you then.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy is so bright, so sharp.
I mean, yeah, like...
So on it, and nobody knows it yet, because on the show, you were the Joker.
Yeah, I was the box. I was the big box tick. And and it was exactly that.
Can you remember? Should we play a bit? Have you seen
here we
this?
go. It's like memory lane.
Let's just watch this.
Well, obviously, One Direction's Harry Styles and Taylor Swift. There's a lot of rumours going on about them.
Are they, auntie?
Well, there you go. We're going to have to find out.
It's all about the Royals tonight, though, isn't it?
Yes, it's the 100th Royal Variety performance. That's how long
She's seen them all,
yes? Yep, I bet she has. I bet you have. Don't be horrible, Alice. Obviously, it's hosted by the lovely David Williams, who's joining us on the show on Thursday. I heard it was a night of fun and frolics galore.
I mean, you were born to do this.
That was it. That was my first ever job.
I knew it was.
Not in life, but in this industry, yeah.
And to be there with Lorraine and Alid, of course.
I know, like icons.
Icons,
We're walking in the air, babe. Do you know what I mean?
It's amazing.
I know, it was, and they were so lovely to me as well, as were you. Like, everyone was just so lovely.
You were amazing then. And
Thank
it's
you.
interesting, so, because you obviously wanted to be famous.
Yeah, so originally, like, that was the thing, and we talk about this in the pod, we talk to stereotypes. With Emily, for instance, like you just said, she was born into a famous family. Like, her mum is Dame Kate of Robbins of Surprise, Surprise and Dinner Ladies fame. Like, she was in that famous family. But then we have people, a little bit like me, that got famous by accident sort of overnight, and it was never supposed to be there, but it just happened. And the guests have just been so incredible. And, yeah, for me, I've been quite honest about the fact of yeah, of course I wanted to be famous. I thought I wanted this life. And then you get something, and then it's that, be careful what you wish for. And then now I fell in love with the job, but not the fame. So
Right.
it's really, really strange. And talking to other people,
you
it's
talked
really
to Daisy May
interesting.
Cooper. I listened to that on the
Who's
way in.
amazing.
And, you know, and there was moments where I felt like I might tear up a
Yeah,
little
it's very
bit because
honest.
it's very raw between
Very
the two
raw.
of you, your working class backgrounds and
Yeah.
the sort of, you know, she jokes about being able to book a restaurant table whenever she wants,
Yeah.
but she also talks about being pilloried in the
Yeah.
tabloids over the way she looks, and I know your looks
Same.
have always been pored
Yeah.
over. Would you recommend fame now?
I think...
To either to Rylan aged 15 or to somebody now aged 15?
Look, I'm very lucky, and I would sit there and say, I don't regret anything. I don't regret doing what I did. I don't regret going on X. I don't regret what I got because I'm very, very lucky.
And you joke with Daisy, we've both got a swimming pool. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
say,
I've done all right. I come out of Stepney Green. I've got a swimming pool now.
Exactly.
I've done all right.
It's amazing.
Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, there's the pressures that come with that, and I think people forget that there's also that other side of that. This isn't, oh, look at you, poor famous bloke. Like, it's not that in the slightest. It's just your brain has to work slightly differently.
And also, what I love, that I heard, is that you've actually secretly been going back into music.
I have, yeah.
Look
I've been
at
doing
you,
it for a
now
couple
you're
of years.
closing. You're really a very open person.
Yeah, I was an open book. Now I'm like the Argos catalogue, not
So-
available anymore.
So can you give us hints as to where we might hear your dulcet tones?
You would have heard it.
We've heard you.
Yeah,
And
you
what
would have heard it.
OK, so...
You've done really well.
It did really well.
Yeah, done well.
So you've been a chart hit
Yeah.
in the last 12 years, but nobody knows it's you.
No one knows it's me.
Stop it.
Yeah, and that's how I'm going to keep
Can
it.
you give me a genre?
Dance, house.
Dance house.
Yeah.
OK, give me one word.
Go
in the
away,
lyrics.
Ranveer Singh.
No, give me one word in the lyric. One word.
No. There's a no in there. Yeah, there's a no in there.
OK, that's so bonkers.
Hey, listen, it's something. Look, I've been very lucky in my career. Like I've done a hell of a lot for an X Factor contestant. But yeah, I wanted to see if I could do it all over again, but do it as anonymous. Do it
And
as
not
someone
as
else.
the Joker. Do it for real.
Yeah, yeah. Because listen, if I said I'm bringing out an album tomorrow, people would be like, oh, here we go, and just remember me singing Gold on X Factor or something.
We loved it.
Well, I mean, it was a moment. I'm not going to. There he is. Look at that. That's Bernice, my makeup artist. That's her hair extensions I robbed off her.
They are. Have you still got them?
No, we lost them, didn't we, babe? We actually lost them. Rob's heard my music, though.
Oh, so you've shared it with Rob?
Rob knows.
OK, well,
So
he's a
you can
barrister,
try-
so you'll never get anything
This
out
is
of
what
him.
I'm saying. I only share it with people I've
You've told your lawyer.
I've told my lawyer, yeah. He gets me out of the
Listen,
scrap.
will we see you and Rob again on the road?
I hope so, yeah. I think, look, we were very humbled by the reaction to the show, the Grand Tour. We didn't know what we were making when we were making it, but we knew sort of by the time we'd hit Florence, which was our second city that you can see there, we knew we were onto something special because it's not a travelogue, it's not a documentary. We were just being ourselves and being real. And the best thing from this show is Rob was always a mate of mine, but now he's a friend, like genuine friend. Like, and I love him dearly. And he'd do anything for me, I'd do anything for him. But yeah, I think it's safe to say, even if we film it or not, we'll be going away.
Yeah, I love that. Partying, I think.
Yeah. We'll have a nice time. I've taught him how to dance on bars and he's taught me about Caravaggio. We're good.
Yeah, I love it. Listen, you know, you've constantly surprised people throughout your whole career. And I think the one thing that has stayed the same is that you have been just yourself.
I've not changed.
You've
my
been
teeth
honest.
have. That's about it. The
Your
teeth
are
have.
beautiful.
Maybe a little bit here and there, but no. Same person as, still the same boy that walked into Daybreak.
And love to your lovely mum, Linda.
I know,
of
she's
course.
watching. All right,
we
Mum.
love Linda.
Linda's loving it.
Morning. So Rylan's podcast, How to Be in the Spotlight, is out now on BBC Sounds. And I've listened to the first episode with Daisy May Cooper. It's beautiful to
Thank
listen
you
to.
very much.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, Ranveer.